Hey, this is Nick from M4A1 Gel Blaster. We're over at our shop and warehouse at Unit 11, 500, 17 Mile Rocks Road in 17 Mile Rocks. I'm here with a couple of staff members today, Liam and Locke, and we're going to talk about a servicing service that we have here and the expectation of how long your blaster can really run without servicing it. So I'm going to ask Locke to just start this off and let's go.
Yeah, so certainly, just like Nick said, I get a lot of questions in here at the store as to how long these gel blasters will last and what the service requirements is for them. So just like a car, there's a lot of moving parts, there's a lot of electrical components. These gel blasters deal with a lot of water, which isn't good for grease or electrical components. So yes, they do need to be opened up and serviced every so often. How often that is depends on how often you use it and how much you look after it and care for it.
I mean, a lot of people actually do it themselves, don't they? I mean, it's a bit daunting the first time you pull it apart. But I mean, there's a lot of YouTube videos out there where people disassemble and assemble the blaster that you have, and you can refer to those as well. And of course, if you pull it apart and you kind of feel like you can't put it back together, just bring it down here. We're just going to charge you the same servicing fee as if you had brought it down here before you touched it, and we'll put it back together for you. But most people eventually learn how to service it themselves, because obviously you've got an O-ring in there, and that O-ring needs to be lubricated every once in a while. Anything to add to that, Liam?
I highly encourage you guys to give it a go. It's not super complex, it just takes time to learn it. Once you know what's going on in your blaster, you can then diagnose those problems and do it yourself. It's also beneficial because if you know your blaster and repair your blaster, you get better benefits out of it if you're going to those skirmish days, if you're really starting to modify them heavily.
Now, another thing we'd like to talk about is that I was in China last week, and I did order another 2 40-foot hype cubes. And in those 2 40-foot high cubes, we've spent a lot of money on hop-up parts for blasters. Locke, you can tell us a little bit about some of the stuff that we have in there.
Certainly. Well, I guess I'll let the cat right out of the bag and just state that we do in fact have metal gearboxes coming for the Well M4, as well as black nylon receivers for those who don't like the clear polycarbonate one. So that's pretty good news for a lot of people. We also have some things like M16 stocks for your Gen 9 that will also fit on the Well receiver with an adapter, which we'll also be selling. We've also got a bunch of other high-end receivers for M4s, like TTM receivers. And we also have a lot of metal handguards coming in a full kit with adapters for Gen 8 and Gen 9.
And some of these stocks that we've got coming in, they've got actually big battery compartments in them, haven't they?
Yes, certainly.
So you can get a bigger battery in them.
Yes. I personally use these M16 stocks that we will be selling purely for the fact that they can hold very, very large LiPo batteries. So I can run an entire skirmish day on one battery.
Liam, anything you'd like to add to that?
Lots of internal parts, the good quality stuff. Sintered gears, they're okay. CNC, much better.
So look, we've got about $20,000 worth of parts there. There's an awful lot of parts. We are going to be putting a lot of effort, and we're going to be concentrating a lot on modified blasters in January. So we're going to have our out-of-the-box blasters, as you can see behind us here on this side of the store, and on the other side of the store we're going to have our modified blasters, and some of that stuff coming in is extremely exciting. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag as to what we've got coming in. The only time I'll actually start talking about that is 7 days before the container arrives at the port. But we know that the stuff we have got is going to be very interesting to most people. So anyway, don't forget to come into the store, and thanks very much for watching the video.